one day, and then they immediately ask for your ID. Sounds crazy, but believe it or not, this is actually happening. On August 13th, YouTube is rolling out probably the worst change it's ever made to this website. No exaggeration. From August 13th, they are going to start using their AI system to determine whether users are 18 or not, based on the content that they watch, based on what they search up on YouTube. Meaning if you look up Nintendo gaming content or anime or Pokemon or whatever, YouTube's probably going to think that you're a child, regardless of the information that you put when you signed up for that website. So guess what? If YouTube determines that you're under 18, yep, you have to show them your ID. This all stems from something that happened in the UK recently called the Online Safety Act, where they're basically making people show ID to access certain websites. At first, it was websites just like showing adult videos, and people were making the argument of, oh, if you're against this change, then you just want kids to consume adult content. But then it turned to Spotify. Spotify is now asking you to make sure that you check your ID before you use your Spotify account, and if you don't meet the minimum age requirements, then your account is going to get deleted. Why would you restrict Spotify based on age? Isn't Spotify just for like music and podcasts and stuff? If the argument is that there might be adult content on Spotify, then I guess you should restrict kids from every single website, because there's going to be adult content on almost every single website. Remember how they said they were just banning this word that I can't say? Wikipedia restricted, YouTube restricted, Spotify restricted. And now the only way you can unrestrict yourself on those websites is you have to actually provide your ID to those websites. So more collection of your information. YouTube is getting totally banned in Australia for people under 16. This whole shift has happened on the internet over like the last few days, and we need to make sure that we can do something about this and create some sort of protest, because this is some bullshit. So they're going to be using their AI systems on YouTube to interpret a variety of signals to help determine whether a user is over or under 18. These include things like the type of videos someone is searching for, the categories of videos they have watched, or the longevity of the account. So basically, if you're an adult and you're into Minecraft videos or Fortnite videos or Pokemon videos, things that would be considered more catered towards kids, YouTube's AI systems, which as we know make mistakes all the time, might just straight up determine, hey, this is a child. So yeah, if you want to make sure that you can get unrestricted from our website, give us your damn ID, buddy. Driver's license, make sure you smile for us, all right? So these are the things they're going to restrict if they determine that you are under 18. Disabling personalized advertising, turning on digital well-being tools, adding safeguards to recommendations, including limiting repetitive views of some kinds of content. So when you look at this type of situation, right, and you see that YouTube is trying to, quote, make YouTube safer for kids, then what the hell is the point of YouTube Kids? Why do we have an app called YouTube Kids? I thought that was the whole point. Isn't the point of YouTube Kids to be a safer version of YouTube for kids to go to? YouTube has been asking for IDs for a while now. This isn't necessarily a new thing, but the difference is this time they're going to be using AI to determine whether you're 18 or over. Before they would just actually trust what you said, but now they're like, yeah, AI. Give us your government ID or a credit card. A lot of people are very, very quick to say things are censorship whenever things like this happen on the internet, but this time it is no exaggeration or stretch of the word. This is just straight up censorship. This is straight up like a restriction of freedom, to be honest. If every single website is going to start having to ask for your ID for you to do anything, then we're just going to be in this dystopian place in the internet where everybody has our information. I know what you're thinking. Oh, they probably have our information anyways. Well, at least they didn't have a photo of us or a government ID or a credit card. I mean, shit, dude. Now they have everything if we want to listen to some music on Spotify. And remember that they're the same AI systems that they're going to be using to determine our age. Can't even restrict these crazy YouTube ads that you see all over the place now, and it's been the worst that it's ever been. I mean, shit, one of the primary foundations of my entire YouTube channel has been comment bots. People used to call me the comment bot guy because I would talk about pretty much every single comment bot that's ever been on YouTube, and I would urge YouTube to do something about it. YouTube's had AI systems for years, but yet they still can't seem to get rid of or combat these comment bots at all. And now those same AI systems are going to be determining our age? Do we not think that there's going to be some sort of margin for error here? What if I'm just looking up some type of content that is a little bit more catered towards kids? Like I said, I don't know, Minecraft videos or whatever. And YouTube is just going to straight up say, sorry, buddy, you're a child. Where's your ID? And don't even get me started on those same AI systems that are actually just demonetizing everyone's YouTube videos, even if they completely censor or blur all of the content within them. These same AI systems don't even look at the context of a video at all, or even see that some of the videos are actually trying to help YouTube. They just immediately demonetize them because they're like, oh, there's a no word in the title or in the thumbnail or whatever. So we're just immediately going to demonetize you. These are the same AI systems that we're going to have to be relying on soon to cover our age and make sure that YouTube doesn't think that we're kids. Peter Kyle, who is a government official in the UK who is considered one of the catalysts for this movement, made a tweet where he said, if you want to overturn the Online Safety Act, you're on the side of predators. It is as simple as that. Yeah, because if you don't want to provide your ID to every single website that you go on, you're on the side of predators. What the fuck kind of logic is that? And he got completely ratioed and community noted, but the community note said, since coming into force, Online Safety Act has blocked / restricted censored content that wasn't what the act was for. This includes immigration and parliament debates. Wikipedia is challenging the categorization rules as the act will mean tough restrictions on the site. And this is just something from Grok. Someone tweeted at Grok and said, did Peter Kyle vote against a new national inquiry into grooming gangs? Yes, Peter Kyle voted against a Tory amendment calling for a new national inquiry into grooming gangs during the January 8, 2025 debate on the Children's Wellbeing in Schools bill. All voting Labour MPs opposed it. However, the government later announced a full statutory inquiry in June 2025 following a review. So I guess it's not really about protecting the kids, is it, Mr. Peter? We have entered this state on the internet now where things are just about to get really, really bad. Websites are going to just start rapidly requesting your ID if they think that you're underage. Content creators like this guy, Ant Venom, who's been on YouTube for a long time, who make Minecraft videos, are afraid for their livelihoods. And this was something that I saw a lot of people weren't worried about because they were just like, oh, this Online Safety Act thing, this is just going to be in the UK. It's fine. You know, it's not going to affect us over here in America or wherever else. These things are never as cookie cutter as you think. It's never just going to be only restricted to the UK. It's never going to be only restricted to adult websites. It is always going to spread around because this is not about online safety. This is about collecting as much information from you, yes, you watching this video right now, as they can. If people don't make a big fucking deal about this, this is going to be something that is going to keep spiraling from bad to worse. I really hate to make things political, but we already have things going on in the government right now where we have certain files that just aren't getting released even though they should be. We are witnessing corruption at the highest level in both our government, on the internet, everywhere. And I'm honestly just getting sick of it. I really fucking wish that everybody can just come together and repel this type of bullshit that is going to start happening on the internet. Spotify is going to be asking for ID for you to be able to listen to music. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I mean, it just doesn't even make any sense at all. Why is there no mention of parents or guardians being able to parent their children and stop them from accessing dangerous content that they can find on the internet? It's the fucking internet. There's always going to be dangerous content out there. So what, should we restrict the entire fucking internet because kids might be able to see something bad? No, your parents and guardians should be actually parenting you and making sure that you're not looking at shit that you shouldn't be looking at. I don't even fucking have kids yet, but when I have kids, I'm not going to give them unrestricted access to the internet. Obviously, I'm going to monitor what they do and prevent them from accessing sites that they shouldn't go on. But if you completely restrict the entire use of major websites like YouTube, or fucking hell, letting them listen to music on Spotify, it's like, where is this going to end? What is this going to come to? What is the point of YouTube Kids? Why aren't people being asked to parent their kids? I mean, I just have so many questions. I saw so many other people make videos on this, Critical, some ordinary gamers, whatever, and I was like, you know what? I mean, they're gonna just go ahead and speak about this. I don't need to speak about this. They have much bigger audiences than me. They'll reach more people than I will. But fuck it, man. Everybody needs to start making videos and talk about how bullshit this is. I'm not giving my fucking ID to Spotify and all that crap. I just straight up refuse. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. This is some bullshit. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya. So when it comes to YouTube's ID age verification update that'll happen on August 13th, I have one major question. Why are most big YouTubers not talking about this? Full credits to YouTubers like my man Moist Critical and some ordinary gamers for talking about this, but you know, most YouTubers, and especially most bigger YouTubers, just don't seem to want to acknowledge this update at all. Like I said, a few big YouTubers like Critical and Mudahar have made their videos, but what about all those other big YouTubers that are normally very vocal on YouTube related updates and situations? And obviously maybe some of the YouTubers I'm about to talk about have made some sort of statement somewhere that I've missed, and if that's the case, I do apologize. But YouTubers like Markiplier, who are normally very active when they talk about YouTube issues, I have yet to see a dedicated video from him about this whole YouTube ID verification thing. In this video, he was talking about AI, so maybe somewhere in this hour and 22 minutes he might have mentioned it, but like I said, I was hoping for like a dedicated YouTube video from someone of his voice and stature. Jacksepticeye is another person who's been pretty vocal about YouTube changes, and I was really hoping that there would be some type of statement from him somewhere. Once again, I was really hoping for like a dedicated YouTube video where he would talk about the fact that this is really wrong, and you know, he hopes that this doesn't go through and all this type of stuff. And I understand that even YouTubers of him and, you know, Markiplier's size, they can't really do anything about it. Like, as long as YouTube makes a decision and they're firm on it, then it can't be changed. But I'm talking about spreading awareness. I'm talking about creating unity in our community to be like, you know what, this is fucked up, this is wrong, And, this shouldn't happen. Like I said, I wouldn't be pointing out these two YouTubers specifically if they didn't make videos in the past talking about YouTube issues. I mean, they both literally have videos titled something along the lines of YouTube has a huge problem or YouTube needs to fix this or whatever. And like I said, I don't believe that these guys have the power to just like straight up reverse an update that YouTube has made. That's not what I'm expecting to happen. Again, I'm just talking about creating unity in the community so everybody can come together and be like, yeah, we all fucking disagree with this change. We don't believe that we should have to hand over our IDs. Just because YouTube's AI automated systems make a mistake and Marcus is under 18, we shouldn't have to hand over a government ID or a credit card or a video verification, anything like that. Especially in today's age when information is just gathered and sold like nothing. Ironically, a lot of big YouTubers made videos about COPPA when it happened, which was that update on YouTube in 2020, where everybody had to mark their videos as either made for kids or not made for kids. Most people like MatPat over here before he retired was just giving updates on it and talking about how it's going to change the landscape of YouTube. But a lot of other big YouTubers were making videos saying they hope the law doesn't get passed and hopefully YouTube doesn't enforce it and all this stuff. And the reason why it's ironic is because this is an actual change that was forced into law and forced into YouTube by the legal system. The FTC literally forced YouTube to enforce this COPPA update and to force everybody to mark their videos as made for kids or not made for kids. So even if we were to make videos about it, unless that law was removed or overturned, we wouldn't even be able to do anything about it. Which brings me to the point that I'm trying to make in this video. As for now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but YouTube's decision to make AI automated age verification systems has not been influenced by a law that is currently acting in the United States. Yes, it's probably influenced by the UK Online Safety Act, but nothing in America has passed yet where they are mandating YouTube to do so, if that makes sense. Now, in the COPPA update in 2020, there were laws that were passed that essentially forced YouTube to do the whole made for kids or not made for kids thing. So my overall point is, wouldn't it make much more sense for us to create videos raising awareness about this situation that we could actually maybe overturn or fix, since this decision hasn't actually been enacted by some sort of law? Hopefully I'm making sense, but I just feel like the YouTube community, if there's any time for us to come together and talk about something and essentially protest against it, it would be this. And I am willing to give people benefit of the doubt. I understand that Mr. Beast's whole Team Water thing is going on right now, so maybe a lot of bigger YouTubers have their attention on this. And, to be honest, it's a great cause. If Mr. Beast does everything that he said he was going to do and actually provide clean water for millions of people, well, then that's awesome and that's great. But at the end of the day, this whole YouTube ID age verification thing, this is something that is going to affect the entire YouTube platform in what looks like in a pretty detrimental way. It is a clear violation of privacy rights where they are just essentially trying to cannibalize all of the information that we could possibly give to YouTube, take it, and we don't know what they're going to be doing with it. And it's not just YouTube. I mean, it's pretty much at this point, almost every single website and almost every single government out there is just craving for your information. Yes, you watching this video right now. So yeah, like I said, I understand the whole Team Water thing is important and I get all that, but at the end of the day, I do wish a lot more bigger YouTubers would be focusing on this ID verification thing as well. This shit is really important and I really, really wish we got more voices and eyes on this issue. Like I said earlier, so far to my knowledge, I believe the biggest content creator that has covered this whole thing has been critical, but I have seen other content creators like Asmongold talk about it, but he essentially downplayed it and said like, yeah, you kind of already give YouTube your privacy just by logging onto the internet with your ISP and all that. And I understand the argument that he's making, but to be honest with you, I really don't think the idea that YouTube is going to be asking for a government ID if they make a mistake on their behalf, that shouldn't be something that is downplayed. That's really fucked up. And at the end of the day, we really need to make sure that these websites just don't go overboard and just start asking us for all this crazy information. YouTube at its core has always been a website where everybody just came to watch videos, to be entertained, to be educated, to watch scary videos, to listen to music, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like this whole ID thing, man, it's really unfortunate and it doesn't even seem like it's going to be able to stop some of the major issues on the platform. I mean, shit, if they're going to ask us to hand over IDs, can they at least make sure that that situation fixes some of the rampant problems on the platform? Like comment bots, man. You see these fucking asshole comment bots, UTTP or whatever the fuck their name are, bots just commenting random horrible shit on a bunch of videos. You see these like nudity sex bots that comment everywhere as well, saying, oh, I love your video, it was great and inspiring. 1 second after you upload it, and you go on their profile and it's some sort of link to some sort of obscure website. I mean, shit, like I said, if you're going to be asking everybody to give you ID, can we at least fix these problems of these obvious bots that aren't even human beings? How are real human beings being forced to prove their identities and their ages, but actual bots just get to go scot-free away on the website? But yeah, sorry I kind of just rambled in this video, but I really hope that just because this whole YouTube ID thing is losing a little bit of steam in terms of how many people are talking about it, doesn't mean collectively that everybody should just stop talking about it and just make make it seem like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's going to happen, so let's just ignore it. It is a big deal. You guys are clearly showing a lot of interest in the issue, especially with the way the channel's been blowing up recently. So I really, really want to make sure I can keep giving you guys some sort of update. And even if I don't have a fucking update, like in this video, I just want to talk about this shit, man. This is something that cannot be swept under the carpet. I don't want to get super fired up in this video, but goddamn, man, this is a fucking big deal, man. I'm not giving YouTube my ID. I don't want this to be super dramatic and say like, oh, we just start some sort of mutiny or whatever. But can we at least get big YouTubers to say that this is wrong? Especially YouTubers who have previously not shied away from speaking out against YouTube and YouTube's issues. Come on, everybody. Let's fucking get some unity going here so that the YouTube platform knows, oh yeah, these guys really don't fucking like this change. And it's not just normal YouTube users, it's also the big ass YouTubers with 50 million subs as well. All right, that's the end of my fucking TED Talk. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for your support over the past week or so. I really, really appreciate every single one of you. I try to read every single comment and I try to reply to as many as I can, but thank you guys so much for your support. And speaking of reading comments, I've been getting hundreds, yes, hundreds of comments saying that people have been unsubscribed from the channel since I've been making these whole YouTube criticism videos and stuff. And I understand, like I said in other videos before, that this has been a glitch on YouTube for a while, but a lot of people were saying, oh, I don't even really think anyone got unsubscribed to you. You're probably just doing this to get more subscribers or whatever. Well, first of all, I don't blame you guys for doubting me because so many people clickbait and lie on this website, but here's just some proof for you guys of so many people saying that they've been unsubscribed, and a lot of it has been happening very, very recently. I've filtered the comments to mention the word unsubscribed, and as you notice, most of these comments are from like a day or two ago. So in terms of this situation, it seems like people are randomly getting unsubscribed, especially since I've been talking about this whole YouTube ID age verification thing. So if you guys could do me a favor and make sure that you guys are subscribed with notifications on, I would really, really appreciate it. And if you guys could leave a like and a comment on this video, that would be helpful too, because it would help push this video in the algorithm. Like I've said in other videos, man, I'm not giving YouTube my ID. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Don't fucking stop talking about this, please. And subscribe for more. See ya. So YouTube has released some statements where they're essentially defending the ID verification tool they've added and answering a lot of questions about whether you will be or not be marked as under 18. So Google employee Rob says, hi everyone, we've been hearing some concerns and wanted to address some of the most common questions that have come up since the announcement. Some concerns, more like millions of concerns. We've put together a list of frequently asked questions to provide clarity on key details. Will watching specific types of videos such as Pokemon, Minecraft, anime, Roblox, etc. get my account classified as under 18? He answers, Pokemon, Minecraft, anime, and Roblox are for everyone. We understand that users on YouTube have a variety of interests. Our age estimation model does not look at one form of content in isolation to determine if an account is under the age of 18. The model assesses many different signals to reach this determination, including but not limited to YouTube activity and longevity across a user's account. It is not focused on any specific genre or type of video. Now listen, Mr. Rob, I actually think that you would be right and I would believe you if you were the one doing the judging of our YouTube accounts. It's nice that you say that your age estimation model doesn't look at one form of content, but there have been many times that you guys have made statements about how your AI systems operate, and it really didn't seem like the statements were that accurate. For example, you guys have said that your AI systems have worked extremely hard to get rid of comment bots on the platform. In fairness, I'm sure you guys have done some good work, but the platform is littered with more comment bots than ever before. You guys have also said that your AI systems will only ban or demonetize a YouTube creator if they have done something to either go against the community guidelines or go against the monetization policies. Well, it's Bang Snap is a YouTuber who got banned from YouTube for knocking over their microphone. I am a YouTuber who has gotten banned off YouTube for apparently hacking / hijacking my own channel. They said they had to ban me because there was a hacker uploading videos on my channel. The videos were uploaded by me. Keep in mind, everything that I've pointed out was done by YouTube's automated AI systems. As much as I'd love to believe you, Rob, myself and the YouTube community has to go based on what actually happens. Yes, I understand that your AI system will make mistakes sometimes, but the mistake shouldn't be so big that I have to give you my ID to fix the mistake. Next one, is YouTube going to start requiring ID from all its users? No, no one is required to provide their ID to use YouTube. If our age estimation model determines you are under 18, you will be notified. If you believe this is incorrect, you have the option to verify your age by submitting a government ID, selfie, or credit card. So the selfie thing seems a little bit outdated. I have mentioned the selfie thing too in other videos, but apparently it's not a selfie that is required, it's video verification. You have to basically turn on your phone's camera and follow a prompt where you have to look up or down or whatever, and that's how the verification is done. So it's not really done by a selfie. Could be wrong on that, but that's what YouTube settings says. Users can choose not to submit ID and continue to use YouTube with standard protections applied to teen accounts. Teen viewers have access to all of YouTube except age-restricted content, such as content that has excessive violence or nudity. In fairness, this is good news. I thought this would mean that they wouldn't have access to content that is marked as not made for kids, but apparently it only refers to age-restricted content. Now, I don't want to argue semantics, but I just want to point out one thing that they said. No one is required to provide their ID to use YouTube. Yes, in a literal sense, this is true, but you are essentially required in the sense that if you don't and YouTube marks you as someone who's under 18, you are going to lose a lot of features on the website. This is something I've gone over in a previous video, but these are going to be the things that you're going to be losing your ability to do on YouTube if you, 1, get marked as under 18 by YouTube, and 2, you don't want to provide a valid ID or video verification. You can no longer appeal content ID claims. You can no longer add external links and video descriptions. You can't embed live streams. You can't create more live streams daily. You can't create more shorts daily. You can't test and compare different thumbnails. You can't upload more videos daily. And the most important one, you can't make any money. So if you are a YouTube creator and you want to make money off your videos and your channel gets marked as under 18, then pretty much, yeah, you are required to put your ID in to YouTube. Yes, in a literal sense, no, not every single person is required to provide their ID, but certainly if you want to use most of the features on the website, and certainly, if you want to make money off the website, you essentially have to give them your ID. Just wanted to clarify that real quick. Will YouTube consider how long an account has been active when making an assessment? Yes, longevity of the account is one of the various factors taken into account by the age estimation model while making a determination. Now again, as much as I would love to believe YouTube on this, I have heard otherwise from multiple people, including one of my channel mods. Shout out to my guy Canner1. He tweeted at me and he said, I had to upload my ID to be able to live stream on the YouTube account I've had for 15 years. The account itself is almost old enough to be 18. It's such a joke. My man has had that account for 15 years and he still had to give ID just to live stream, not even to watch an age-restricted video, just to live stream. So yeah, this statement already seems a little bit disputed. Will YouTube think that I'm under 18 if my child watches kids content on my account or device? Our model uses a variety of signals, and we are confident that these signals help us correctly account for instances of parents or caregivers watching together with kids and make a determination based on the overall data. And as is always the case, in the scenario where our age estimation model has got this wrong, you can always verify your age by using government-issued ID, a selfie, or your credit card information. Now listen, I'm gonna expose my ignorance here, so for my AI geniuses that are watching, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. How in the fuck are they gonna actually determine if you are watching a video with your kids? Like, how is that possible? It says to help us correctly account for instances of parents or caregivers watching together with their kids? How can they determine that just through AI? Maybe if you're watching it on YouTube TV and normally you watch your videos on the phone or whatever, I guess that makes sense. But other than that, how the hell would they know if you're watching a video with your kids as opposed to by yourself? My AI experts in the comments, feel free to enlighten my dumbass on that one. Will teens that watch my videos still be able to find them? Teen viewers will still be able to watch all content on YouTube and your channel except age-restricted content. You can check if your content is age restricted by going to YouTube Studio and using the age restriction filter, or by looking for age restriction in the restrictions column on your videos page. So this is good news, the fact that people who are marked as under 18 are still going to be able to find your videos as long as they're not age restricted. How does YouTube safeguard teens through content recommendations? In November 2023, we announced the launch of safeguards for content recommendations for teens. These safeguards work by limiting repeated recommendations of categories of videos that are innocuous in a single view, but could be problematic if viewed in repetition for some young viewers. These safeguards are applied automatically to all users under 18 on YouTube globally. We work with our Youth Advisory Committee to identify categories of content these safeguards should be applied to, including idealizing specific fitness levels or body weights, featuring real-world social aggression, like non-contact fights and intimidation, portrayal of delinquency or negative behaviors such as cheating on a test, lying for personal benefit, or participating in public pranks and stunts that negatively impact others. We are not making any changes to recommendations as a result of this launch. So, just a few opinions on this one, right? I guess YouTube and the government are framing this as they want to protect kids from harmful content, but if that's the case, you need to just get kids off the internet. They're gonna find harmful shit all over pretty much every single website. You need to stop focusing on raising children as a website, and you need to let the parents and guardians do their thing. To be totally honest, if I'm 5 years old and I go see something bad on YouTube, that's not YouTube's fault. That's my fucking parents' fault. They need to monitor what I do, and they need to make sure that if I am a child, they need to take care of me. I understand the sentiment here, and I guess that's fine, but at the end of the day, like, how the hell are you even going to determine this through AI? Doing this type of stuff is such a slippery slope. You should let parents and guardians parent their children and make sure that they are safe from the internet, because regardless of whatever YouTube, Spotify, or any other website does, The internet is a fucking dangerous place, and we need to make sure that we protect our kids from it by fucking parenting them and raising them right, not having the websites do it for us. I don't know, it just kind of annoys me because, like, in this type of situation, where does this stop? What website is not going to require ID? What website is not going to safeguard certain types of whatever? So that was it from Mr. Rob, but now we actually have something from the YouTube creators page themselves. So they made their post 6 days ago talking about this whole thing and talking about how certain things aren't new, but they did provide some additional information that a lot of people might not have known. For creators, based on our age estimation model, will apply some additional protections, including setting uploads as private by default for anyone and restricting the ability to earn from gifts on vertical live streams. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, this is kind of a vague statement, but just what I'm interpreting. Basically, if your account is marked as under 18, your uploads, like the videos you upload, are going to be set as private by default for anyone. And I believe you can't unprivate them. I guess that's what they're saying. So basically, any upload you do on YouTube, you can't unprivate the video, I guess. I could be wrong about that one. Like I said, it's kind of a vague statement. But one thing that is very clear is they're saying, yeah, you know, your YouTube Shorts live streams, yeah, you can't earn gifts through them. So no gifts. I guess you can earn ad revenue, though. Not sure. And they said in the comments, let us know if you have any questions. So somebody asked, only US? What if they own monetized channels? YouTube replied and said, this update is for US based users. However, we've been using this approach in other markets for some time. Creators globally could see a shift in their audience categorized as teens under 18 when this is gradually rolled out in the US. Another person asked, so teen creators cannot post anymore? YouTube replies and says, we aren't making any changes right now to what features teens have access to. So yeah, that is YouTube's response to the AI age ID verification. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. You guys think it was a good response? You guys think it was a bad response? Did they answer all of your questions, or do you have more? We've pretty much started a tradition since the last few videos I've uploaded, so I just want to continue the tradition. I'm not giving YouTube my fucking ID. Also, one thing I just made a community post about in my last video where I talked about how to avoid YouTube's ID verification. I've been getting a lot of comments saying people have been unsubscribed from my channel. I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on here and say maybe that's because I said some things about how to avoid YouTube's ID verification that I shouldn't have said, and YouTube might be mad at me. Could be wrong, but yeah, that's what I think. And yes, I like my own community posts. You got to get the fucking ball rolling somehow. Yeah, please make sure that you guys are subscribed and be sure to leave a like and a comment on this video. I would really appreciate it. YouTube seems to not be very happy that I'm making these types of videos, so please be sure to help me out. But yeah, please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya. As I'm sure we all know, on August 13th, YouTube is going to be using AI to determine the age of its users. No, it doesn't matter what you put as your birth date. YouTube doesn't believe you anymore. YouTube is going to be using their own AI systems to determine whether you, yes, you watching this video, are 18 or not. They're going to be doing this based on the videos that you search up and the videos that you watch. If they determine you're over 18, cool, no problem. Everything gets back to normal for you. But if they determine that you're under 18, like I said, based on what you look up and what you watch, you are going to have certain restrictions on the website. These restrictions include no personalized ads, having digital well-being tools on by default on your account, things that tell you to take a break after watching YouTube for a while, giving you a reminder like, hey, you know, watch out for your privacy when you upload a video or comment somewhere. And this one is a little bit vague, minimizing recommendations of videos with content that could be problematic if viewed in repetition. Not sure how they're going to determine that, but all right. So if you are 18 or older and YouTube determines you a child, the only way you can prove it to YouTube is by giving them an ID, a credit card, or a selfie. But what if you don't want to give YouTube your ID? What if you don't want YouTube to have that type of information and you just don't want to give them your ID and see what happens from there? Well, like I said, they said that a few things will be limited on your account, but I did a little bit of digging and there's actually going to be a lot more limited on your account than just these things. Take a trip with me over to your YouTube studio. You access it by clicking on your icon on the top right and clicking this button called YouTube Studio. From there, you're going to see this cog on the left that says settings. You're going to go over to your settings. You're going to click channel right over here and you're going to go to feature eligibility. On feature eligibility, it shows you what types of features that your channel currently has, whether it's standard, intermediate, or advanced. Not only does it show you what features are enabled in your channel, but it also shows you how you can get those features enabled. What requirements do you need to have this feature? So for example, standard features, adding collaborators to playlists, add new videos to playlists, playlist creation, video uploads. So basically the standard stuff you need to essentially use YouTube. The only thing you need to do, or I guess not do, is have a community guideline strike. As long as you don't have a single guideline strike, you have access to all of these things. Intermediate features, things like uploading a video over 15 minutes, custom thumbnails, and live streaming. That one you need two requirements. One, standard features enabled, so basically don't have any community guideline strikes. And 2, verify a phone number. That is just so they can reduce spam on the website. So to verify a channel, you'll be asked to enter a phone number. Then they send a verification code. So basically 2-factor authentication. And this is the one that we're going to be talking about in this video, advanced features. So these are going to be the things that could be possibly limited if YouTube marks you as a kid based on your search history and videos that you watch. Advanced features. So as you can see, a much bigger list than was presented on YouTube's official blog and other websites covering this. On YouTube's official blog, it was saying these are going to be the things that are going to be happening to your channel if they determine you to be under 18. But from what it looks like, you also lose access to these things as well. So appealing content ID claims. What exactly does that mean? Well, if you go over to the copyright section of your YouTube studio, that is basically going to show you things that could be a content ID claim or that you could claim based on how much of your video is in somebody else's video. So basically, if I don't fulfill these requirements, I cannot appeal a content ID claim. So if somebody says, hey, your content is in my video, I'm going to take all your ad revenue, I would not be able to appeal it unless I have one of these things verified. So for example, you need your intermediate features enabled, and you need one of these. So either video verification, valid ID, or channel history. So what establishes channel history? Things like watching videos, uploading videos, things like that. But remember, they're doing an overhaul of the system now, and now they're gonna be using AI to reevaluate everybody's channel history. So let's say my channel history fails. So now I either have to do a video verification, which is simply look at my phone's camera and follow the prompts, look up and down, get quick access to advanced features. After 2 months of channel activity or following our community guidelines, you'll establish channel history and we will automatically delete your video. I mean, I sure hope so, but you know, you can never trust the internet nowadays. Or the most likely option that everyone's going to have to do is to take a photo of your valid ID, passport, driver's license, something like that. And they say, hey, after 2 months, if you have enough channel history, we'll just delete your ID. Again, we just have to take their word for it. We don't know for sure. But anyways, back to the list. External links in video descriptions. So we wouldn't be able to use external links in video descriptions if we didn't have our ID or channel history. Wow. We also wouldn't be able to embed live streams. So no more live stream embedding. We also wouldn't be able to create daily live streams without advanced features. Like I said, if they determine that your channel history is invalid based on your search history and what you watch, and you refuse to provide your ID, yeah, no more daily live streams. No more daily shorts either. You cannot make shorts daily because they're going to determine, hey, you're a kid, you shouldn't be doing this. You even lose your ability to test and compare different thumbnails. So this is a feature that is super helpful to creators because it allows us to test and compare different thumbnails. So for example, with this video that I made about the end of an era of PewDiePie, I could basically test different thumbnails, which I did over here. It allows me to show one thumbnail to a certain group of people and another thumbnail to another group of people. Based on which one got watch time, I can determine which one I prefer, and I can set that as my permanent thumbnail. But not if I don't show YouTube my ID. If I don't show YouTube my ID, then I lose my ability to do that. You also lose your ability to upload more videos daily. So I assume, I don't know what more videos are, maybe like 2 or 3 videos a day. If you don't have valid channel history or don't show them your ID, yeah, you can't do that anymore. And lastly, eligible to apply for monetization. That is correct. My new and aspiring YouTubers who want to do YouTube to make money or make it their permanent living. Obviously, first of all, don't put all your eggs in one basket, but regardless, if you do not have valid channel history based on YouTube's new AI reevaluation, and you don't have a valid ID that you give them, yeah, you can't make money off YouTube anymore. So yeah. And again, this is all speculation just based on what is in YouTube settings, but it seems like you would be losing a lot more features than what is just stated in YouTube's official blog. It wouldn't just be them giving you nice little privacy reminders like, hey, you know, just go ahead and be careful when you upload a video, or them saying, hey, you know, you should probably take a break off YouTube, you've been watching for too many hours. It's also like you can't appeal content ID claims or external links in video descriptions or embed live streams or upload more videos daily or be eligible for monetization. So yeah. Essentially, if you're an aspiring YouTube creator and you don't want to give YouTube your ID after they determine that you're falsely under 18, without being all doom and gloom, you're pretty much screwed because you need those advanced features to really be able to do well on YouTube and most importantly, be able to make money off YouTube. So yeah, that's what's going to happen if you don't give YouTube your ID and you want to be a YouTuber. Now remember, your channel won't get banned or anything like that, like how it'll happen on Spotify, but still, it's still going to be pretty detrimental to your YouTube channel, especially if you are an actual YouTube creator. As I've done in my last 2 videos, I urge you guys again, please do not stop talking about this. I will not stop talking about this. This is a big fucking deal. YouTube should not be able to essentially force us to give them our IDs. They are just trying to collect our information like every other shady ass website in the world nowadays. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya. So YouTube has replied to the whole ID situation that's going on, and the reply was about as bad as you'd expect. This Twitter user said YouTube will start asking for ID in the US starting August 13th. They're rolling out AI-based age estimation in the US to identify users under 18. If miscategorized, you'll need to verify with a government ID, selfie, or credit card effective August 13th. It got community noted, and this guy said, "Who wrote this note, YouTube?" And the note said, "This post is misleading because ID will only be required when the user wants to access age-restricted content, as it was before the update. The author clarifies this in a reply, but the original post remains unchanged." I like how he left in the screenshot that he rated it as not helpful. That's funny. So Team YouTube chimes in and replies and says, "As you mentioned in your reply, this won't be required for all users. We've always had the option for age verification via ID or credit card if someone is incorrectly estimated to be under 18. This update is about using better technology to make these estimations." Better technology, huh? You mean the same AI technology that banned the YouTuber BangSnap for knocking over their microphone in a video? You mean the same AI technology that can't ban comment bots that litter every single comment section? Or do you mean your same better AI technology that demonetizes every single video on YouTube as long as a no-no word is mentioned regardless of the context? Is that the quote better technology that we're talking about here? So just some replies here. This person says, "So if the user is a creator, would we still need to do this since you technically have our IDs? Hi there, you'll be notified if you've been impacted. If you think the estimation was wrong, you can verify your age through the setting page on your account." So based on this, the answer is yes. So let's talk about me for a second, right? The person making this video, Deep Humor. YouTube already has all my information because that's how they pay me. I had to provide all my information through tax documents and everything like that. So it sounds like I could get affected by this and YouTube could determine that I'm under 18 even though they know all my information and they pay me based on that information. What the fuck is happening in this website? I mean, what the hell? Someone else replied and said, "Fix the Bitcoin scams going on instead of doing this nonsense," which is very true. There's so many Bitcoin scams going on YouTube, and entire channels get hacked and get replaced as Bitcoin scam channels. Team YouTube replies and says, "Totally hear you. As our system doesn't always get it right, we also rely on our community members to report content they find inappropriate. Here's how." So basically, your moderation isn't good enough to actually fix those issues, so you have to rely on us to report it. And keep in mind, Team YouTube is obviously a bot. It's obviously AI. I've uploaded videos with Team YouTube conversations from years ago. It's always been AI. However, their replies are just so bad in this situation that it just keeps getting worse and worse. Somebody replies to this and says, "Your system never gets it right. I have reported more scam ads on your website than I can count, and they still continue to air daily. If I use my phone, I unapologetically use AdBlock on my desktop because I'm sick of seeing the scam ads. Thanks for reaching out. If you've already reported these ads through our reporting tool, our team has received it and is either in the process of reviewing or has already completed their review. We really appreciate you taking the time to help keep our community safe." Somebody else probably says, "Hey, why don't you block all the annoying porn ads on the platform? I'm sure that'll be a good start." Hey there, totally hear you. Ads that violate our policies shouldn't be showing up on YouTube. Just like any other content that violates policies, we work quickly to remove it once we're made aware. If you run into an inappropriate ad, it helps us address it if you report it here. So this doesn't make any sense. When you say just like any other content that violates policies, you're referring to content that is uploaded on your website by us, normal users. We can go over here, press create, go to upload video, and essentially upload whatever we want. And as long as YouTube's automated systems don't detect it, it's going to end up on the website. So yes, I understand why that would be hard for you guys to moderate and detect. How the hell are you guys having trouble detecting ads on your platform? Don't ads have to go through some sort of screening policy to be on the website? What if there was an ad that just showed up all of a sudden like, "Hey, you know, we're restarting the Third Reich. Click over here to join the Third Reich." So that ad can just make it through onto YouTube? What are you guys even talking about? When we make a video on YouTube and we're monetized creators, you guys have to pay us. But the ads on your website, they have to pay you to get on the website. How the fuck are they making it through without you guys realizing what kind of ads they are? That doesn't make any sense at all. Surely you guys gotta work on your fucking ad screening policy. If any ad can just show up on YouTube and then it's our responsibility to have to go report it, what the fuck kind of logic is that? When there would be a few seconds of copyrighted music in any video that I've made or other people have made, your system's pretty damn good at immediately demonetizing the entire video. So why can't that same system screen for and delete ads that are literal adult videos on the website? It makes absolutely no sense. So rightfully so, everybody's shitting on YouTube. This person quote retweeted that reply and said, "No offense YouTube, but no one believes you. Your copyright system is highly abusable. Oh, believe me, I know that one firsthand. Your algorithm changes stink and hurt countless channels. You don't actually allow people who are subbed and clicked on the alert me function to actually see the videos. Basically pointing out that a lot of the automated features on YouTube either don't work or are heavily abused. So yeah, that was YouTube's frankly terrible response to the whole ID situation that's going on right now. So yeah, guys, just a reminder, August 13th, you're going to be required to show ID if you get falsely marked as a child on this website. The marking will be based on the types of videos that you watch and the types of videos that you search for. So adults, if you guys are looking up Minecraft videos, Pokemon videos, Yu-Gi-Oh videos, or anything that YouTube might deem as more for kids than for adults, YouTube might mark you as a child, meaning you will face certain restrictions on this website. If you want to fix those said restrictions, you are going to have to provide some sort of ID to YouTube, whether a government ID, a credit card, or a picture of your face. So if you guys aren't concerned about this, I don't know what else we could be concerned about. This is just a blatant attempt for YouTube and other websites in the world to collect our information, and things are just getting more and more shady on the internet every single day. For those of you guys that want full information on this situation, be sure to watch the last video that I uploaded, but just remember that this isn't just going to be YouTube. Spotify is also asking people to show them IDs to prove that they are over 18, and if they don't do so, their accounts could be permanently banned. That's the situation that we're facing on YouTube right now, and it could be going to every single website from now on. So yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. We need to all talk about this and make sure that this isn't something that just gets swept under the carpet. This is a big fucking deal. I'm not giving anybody my ID. YouTube already has all my information. Why the hell would they even need more? And hopefully you guys feel the same as well. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya. So YouTube's AI systems gave me a false community guidelines warning for child safety and said I violated their child endangerment policies. Keep in mind that these are going to be the same AI policies that are going to be determining whether you are 18 or not on August 13th. Now that just begs the question, when YouTube's AI makes all of these mistakes every single day with thousands if not millions of creators, how can we trust their AI systems to work properly and properly identify us as over or under 18? Because remember that when they make a mistake, it's not their problem, it's our problem, because we're going to have to provide them with either a government ID, a selfie, or a credit card if we want to make sure that our account is marked as above 18. Or is it a government ID, selfie, or credit card? Because when you go into the YouTube settings for advanced features, it actually doesn't mention a credit card or a selfie at all. Instead, it says a valid ID or video verification, where you have to follow a prompt on your phone, look up and down. Oh, but don't worry though, guys. They said they're going to automatically delete our videos after they determine that we actually provide a good video. And they said the same thing about our IDs. If you just send them a government ID of your face that has all your information, don't worry, they'll just automatically delete it anyways. How are we going to get any proof of that? We don't. We just have to trust them. And that's where the problems arise. When I upload a video 9 months ago called The Angriest Argument on Twitter, I trust that when they allow me to upload the video, then I am actually rest assured that this video is okay to be on YouTube. Remember that when I upload a video on YouTube, it already has to go through its own screening process. And if there's some content in the video that is inappropriate for advertisers, the video will just get immediately demonetized. If there's some content in it that actually goes against YouTube's community guidelines, I will not even be allowed to upload the video. Oh, but don't worry though, guys. I was allowed to upload the video 9 months ago. And then 9 months fucking later, that's when YouTube decided, actually, buddy, this video is against our fucking community guidelines. Tough luck, sorry. Here's your community guidelines warning. Good luck. But they did tell me that I'm free to appeal it if I would like to, right? So I appealed it, and I think you guys can guess what happened. It got rejected pretty quickly, maybe within only of like 12 hours of me submitting the appeal. And obviously there was no violation of YouTube's child safety policy in that video. It was literally a video of me talking about an argument on Twitter. But hey, surely this is just a one-off mistake, right? YouTube's AI system definitely doesn't make mistakes over and over again and keep hitting people with this child safety policy. Oh, look, here's another completely different YouTuber who makes completely different content named Bangsnap, who not only got hit with a child safety policy violation just like I did, but they literally got banned from YouTube for about 4 months. 4 fucking months where they got banned from YouTube. And guess what their child safety policy was for? They marked it at the end in the last 4 seconds of her video where Bangsnap knocked over her fucking microphone. That violated the child safety policy on YouTube. Obviously it didn't, but my point is, if those are the same bullshit AI systems that are going to be behind marking us as over under 18,
Good luck, everybody, including myself. I think we're all fucked, to be honest.
YouTube keeps making bold statements like they're super confident in their AI systems, and their age estimation model doesn't just look at one form of content. It's going to evaluate everything on your channel, use a lot of different signals to actually reach what age you are. Well, I can see how effective this same AI system was when they falsely banned Banksnap off of this fucking platform for 4 months for no fucking reason. And I'm probably going to be next because I got the exact same child safety policy violation. And oh, mine just so happened to come at a time when I'm making a bunch of videos criticizing YouTube. Remember that video was uploaded in December of 2024. Recently, I've been making a bunch of videos criticizing YouTube's new AI ID age verification bullcrap, and now all of a sudden, now that video from 9 months ago, now it violates YouTube's community guidelines. Really? Is this how normalized corruption is on the internet nowadays? I'm not necessarily surprised by the corruption. I'm more surprised by the fact that most people don't seem to want to talk about this. There aren't even that many people that are making videos about this whole YouTube ID age verification situation. Are we all going to just wait until it's too late? Everybody needs to speak up about this, and shout out to our community. We're fucking making sure that nobody's forgetting about this shit. But we're just at this point that we have to just trust this platform. Trust the AI that always fucking makes mistakes. Trust that YouTube is going to delete our videos and shit. Yeah, we've definitely never had platforms that promise that everything will be confidential, that just have everything get leaked anyway. That's definitely never happened before, especially not recently, right? Oh, I don't remember that happening. It all is rooted in trust. We just have to trust the website to not sell our information. We just have to trust the website to actually fucking judge my appeals fairly and properly. They definitely don't just immediately reject them, and then I guess I'm kind of shadow banned on YouTube at the moment. This is something I want to keep mentioning every single video because this is just the same blatant corruption that I'm talking about. I've gotten thousands of comments, thousands at this point, saying that people have been unsubscribed from the channel automatically. YouTube just unsubscribed them for no reason. I said this in other videos too. If other people were thinking that I was making that up to get subscribers, I don't even blame you for thinking that. I know a lot of people lie on this platform. I'm not surprised that you guys are skeptical. I'm actually happy that you're skeptical. But here is proof right in front of you guys, and I am telling you, I have gotten hundreds, if not thousands, of these comments where they are saying, I've been unsubscribed. Is everybody trolling me? Is everybody lying? Of course fucking not. People are actually getting unsubscribed. I'm actually getting community guidelines warnings for no fucking reason from videos that were uploaded 9 months ago. And now my videos are slowly getting less and less views right now as well, as I assume YouTube isn't pushing them out as much. Now, let's just read some of these out. Yep, they are silencing you. In my 10 years of being on YouTube, this is the very first time I've been randomly unsubscribed. Also, you've grown a lot. Gosh, thank you. Appreciate it. I've also been auto unsubscribed 25 plus times. Here's someone even admitting that they were skeptical. I really never did believe that YouTube could unsubscribe you from all the channels that would ask you to check for yourself as a way to boost subs. But today I saw your new video, and after subscribing a week or two ago, and to my surprise, I was indeed unsubscribed. I've been following the YouTube ID verification for a while. Even my parents think it's such a problem for anyone, and it benefits no one. This isn't about the kids. We all know YouTube. It's only a matter of time before you admit it yourself. Thank you. And here's someone that's kind of proving my point that YouTube seems to have like shadow banned me in some sort of way. I wasn't unsubscribed, but I swear it said this channel is under review and some content may not be able to be watched or something dumb like that. So YouTube is basically telling everybody, hey, we're fucking cracking down on this dude. You're going to get unsubbed. You're not going to be able to watch this guy's videos. And it's just fucked up, man. Usually when situations like this happen, I will admit, I'm just not a very reactive person. I feel like a lot of people over exaggerate things and they try to make things much bigger deal than they are. But this is just corruption in front of your very eyes. Hundreds, if not thousands of people saying that they're unsubscribed. Random community guidelines warnings that could turn into strikes for no fucking reason on videos that were uploaded 9 months ago. But hey, those same AI systems, going full circle with my argument here, those same AI systems, you know what we gotta do? We gotta just trust them. Just trust the process, guys. What could go wrong? Surely they're not gonna just take all of our information, sell it, and then fucking leave us for dead. I'm telling you guys, this is one of those things where if we don't all group up and speak up right now, we're not gonna be able to, because all the people who are talking about this shit are going to get banned off the fucking platform. I might be getting banned off the platform soon too. I just have to accept it. I've kind of already shot myself in the foot by making all these videos throughout the years criticizing YouTube, not out of hatred, not because I don't like YouTube. It's because I fucking love YouTube. I want YouTube to be better, and I want YouTube to be a site that anybody can go into without having to worry about their information being taken. I will always, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate everybody who has supported me throughout the years, but to be honest, from YouTube themselves, all I've gotten is the middle finger. I've been fucking banned off YouTube. YouTube banned me in 2022. I already talked about this before, for apparently promoting scam and deceptive practices. And then when I contacted them, they later changed their mind. They said, actually, buddy, the reason why we had to ban you, we were actually banning you for your own good. There's someone that hacked your channel. They hacked your channel and uploaded a bunch of videos, bro. It was fucked up. All 3 videos were uploaded by me. All 3 videos were of me criticizing YouTube. What a fucking crazy coincidence, man. That's so crazy. Your account is potentially compromised. We're going to investigate and we're going to get back to you. And then they sent me a bunch of fucking emails saying, yeah, your shit got hacked, buddy. You should be thanking us. You're welcome. And when I did finally get unbanned, guess what? All my videos got fucking shadow banned. I lost all the momentum of all my videos. The amount of demonetizations I've gotten is fucking unreal as well. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Seriously, though, from the bottom of my heart, I do want to thank everybody who's been showing so much support, man. I really do appreciate all you guys so much. And you guys are the only reason why I keep going and trying to go up against this fucking company who's just going to bury me in the ground. Please, please, please. I know everybody says it, but if you guys could do me a favor, watch the videos, interact with them, like and subscribe. We're just in a stage of YouTube right now with just open corruption. So if you guys could help me out and help me spread the word of what I'm trying to say, I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all your support. I appreciate you guys, man. I'll keep trying to fight the good fight, man. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more.
On August 13th, 2025, YouTube is implementing a new system that will not only change the website as we know it, but also affect millions of its users, possibly including you. Today, I'm going to be answering the biggest questions you might have about this, from the information and methods YouTube will use to verify your age, to whether the system can be bypassed or not. I'm also going to share my thoughts on the entire thing, and what I think it means for the future of YouTube. So let's start at the beginning. On July 29th, 2025, YouTube posted an article to their official blog, and it was titled, "Extending Our Built-in Protections to More Teens on YouTube." I'm not going to read the whole thing here. If you want to do that, I'll leave a link to it in the description, but I am going to go over the key points that were mentioned, because there is quite a lot to unpick. In my opinion, these are the most important bits from the post. The changes will primarily affect US teens. YouTube will use machine learning age estimation. The machine learning will affect a small set of users in the US to estimate their age, so that teens are treated as teens and adults as adults. The system is already in place in some countries and will be rolled out even more after its release in the US. AI will be used to determine whether a viewer is over 18 or under 18, and the data YouTube will use to determine an age includes types of videos a user is searching for, the categories of videos they've watched, or the longevity of their account. If YouTube determines a user to be under 18, they will impose certain protections, which include disabling personalized advertising, turning on digital well-being tools, and adding safeguards to recommendations, including limiting repetitive views of some kinds of content. If the system wrongly determines a user to be under 18, the user will have the option to verify their correct age, such as by using a credit card or government ID. This article honestly impressed me because, despite there being a lot to talk about, I still find it quite vague, and I'll explain why in a moment. So let's start by unpicking what we've got here. Of course, it says the changes will affect a small sample of US teens, and I'm curious to know how many, because there isn't an exact figure given. Alarm bells immediately went off in my head when I read words like machine learning and AI, because while technology has come a long way in the last few years, these automated processes, especially YouTube's, are far from perfect. Whether it's YouTubers wrongly having their channels terminated or being demonetized, or things like comment bots that post links to illegal material and inappropriate adverts with women doing nefarious things on camera being able to bypass YouTube's safety systems. I mentioned a second ago that I found some of this article vague, and that's mainly because of words like includes and such as. If the system wrongly determines a user to be under 18, the user will have the option to verify their correct age, such as by using a credit card or a government ID. To me, this suggests that at some point in time, there will be more ways than just this to verify your age. And if I'm right about that, I'm curious to know why YouTube hasn't mentioned these other methods. In regards to the protections for viewers under 18, they once again use the word including, which leads me to believe that if YouTube determines a user to be under 18, there will be more protections than just the ones listed here. Bit of a side note here, I should mention that if you're a YouTuber and you're earning money on your videos, YouTube will verify your age because you need to be 18 to get your videos monetized. To do this, you can do one of three things. 1. Do a video verification, which involves filming yourself following prompts like turning your head. 2. Building up viewing history on your channel. Or 3. Just sending Google a picture of your ID. For some reason, I've had to personally do this 2 or 3 times now. A few months ago, I got a pop-up saying something like, "We're not sure of your age, please verify it." I suppose this is also evidence to not fully trust machine learning systems. But anyway, I got myself verified again, and all is well. I do understand why you need to verify your age to earn money on YouTube. I think that's fair, and alongside monetization, there's also some other features that you won't get access to if you don't verify your age. However, this list generally applies to uploading videos, not viewing them. So going back to the list of protections that YouTube mentioned in the article, I don't really think these ones would apply if you don't verify your age. But I do think it's worth keeping in mind YouTube's use of the word including, and I would not be surprised at all if the company announced the inclusion of even more protections at some point in the near future. YouTube once again uses the word include in relation to the signals that will determine a viewer's age. So even though they've got a list, I once again wouldn't be surprised if they end up using more data and more user information to determine their age. I'm going to assume the biggest question on your mind right now is why? Why is YouTube doing all of this? And why now? Why didn't they just do it all the way back when the website was launched in 2005? Well, in this blog post, they also say, back in February, we shared that we would soon introduce technology that would distinguish between younger viewers and adults. They've actually hyperlinked the word February, and clicking it, sure enough, brings you to another post from February 2025, written by Neil Mohan, the CEO of YouTube himself. What really frustrates me about this is that the article is about Neil's big bets for 2025 and doesn't even mention age verification until the last section. And when it does, it's incredibly brief and vague, and is only mentioned because it's a section talking about the topic of AI, not a section about age verification. I am going to read the whole paragraph because I think it's important to see what YouTube had to say about this back then and how it compares to what's happening now. It says, "We're also laser focused on protecting our youngest users. That's why we built YouTube Kids and rolled out supervised accounts. That's why we've invested in the learning and education experience, improving the way videos are shown in educational tools, making it easy to learn more about topics in a video, and offering creators a way to produce courses. And that's why we'll use machine learning in 2025 to help us estimate a user's age, to help provide the best and most age-appropriate experiences and protections." That is literally it. There is no definitive explanation anywhere here as to why YouTube is making these changes. Nothing! Not even a link to an external website or article. The only reasoning we get is this sentence: "We're also laser focused on protecting our youngest users." I've sort of got to hand it to YouTube. It's pretty brazen to make a significant change to a website like YouTube and then not give any concrete explanation as to why it's happening. Fortunately, I think I do have the answers, but unfortunately, they're incredibly depressing. If you're watching from the UK, you will have experienced this firsthand, but if you're in the US or elsewhere like most of my viewers are, you might have only seen this in the news that the UK has introduced the Internet Age Verification System, where you have to prove you're over 18 to visit certain websites. Clearly the US and Australia have taken inspiration from the UK because YouTube made their blog post just 4 days after the law went into effect in the UK. As a British person living in the UK, I apologise on behalf of the country because having to verify your age by using AI to scan your face or uploading a picture of your ID to a website you've never heard of is completely ridiculous. It's dystopian, it's unnecessary, it's an invasion of your privacy, and it could lead to one of the biggest data leaks the world has ever seen. I can't help but think of the TV show Black Mirror when I see or hear anything about this. I've only seen a couple of episodes, but I'm sure there must be one where this exact type thing happens. Anyway, I got myself a bit worked up there. Let's talk about another big question that's on everyone's minds, and that is this system foolproof? My answer to that is no, but it might be difficult to get around it. I will talk about YouTube specifically in just a second, but for context, I want to mention that as of the time of me making this video, I can confidently say that age verification has a long way to go if it's going to be completely foolproof. Since the UK launched the system on July 25th, 2025, I will admit that I have been on websites that I won't mention here and can't mention here because I'll get demonetized, but you know the ones I'm talking about. And there was no age verification in sight. Nothing. Some of them still just have a pop-up saying, "Are you over 18?" To which you say, "Yes, I am." And some have genuinely nothing. In case the British government is watching this video, for the record, yes, I am over 18. Granted, one of these websites was a smaller one with less users. It wasn't one of the big three, but this is still shocking when you consider that failure to comply with the system can lead to fines of up to £18 million, or roughly $24 million. Anyway, bringing this back to YouTube specifically, of course, everyone's going to say the number one way to bypass this system is by using a VPN. And while I haven't tried this personally with YouTube, it probably will work. But I can't say that with 100% confidence. And the reason I can't is because YouTube already has a VPN detection system. And if it detects that you are using a VPN, you'll get a pop-up that asks you to turn it off. It's absolute insanity. And the most ironic thing about it is that YouTubers have been getting brand deals or sponsorships with VPN companies for years. I'd argue that when a YouTuber says this video is sponsored by, most of the time it'll be the name of a VPN company that finishes that sentence. Ultimately, as I talk more and more about this, a shocking realisation punches me in the face. You and a lot of other people might think that all of this has happened quite quickly or come completely out of nowhere, but it actually all started back in 2019 when YouTube was fined for violating COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. That year, YouTube told creators that they would need to mark their videos as not made for kids or made for kids, with the latter having certain restrictions imposed on them, such as no comments, no notifications, and no personalised ads, meaning the creator would potentially earn less revenue. As a YouTuber, and as someone who has dreamed of being one since I was a kid, I'm feeling pretty sad about this whole thing. The people who claim that these online safety laws and systems are there to protect children are, in my opinion, complete liars. In actuality, I believe the government just wants as much personal data as possible, so YouTube isn't entirely to blame for all of this. But man, this website has fallen so far from grace that it is just unbelievable. People have been complaining about issues with the platform for years, including me of course, whether it's ads, comment bots, specific YouTubers, but nothing is as big as this. I posted a poll on my community tab asking my viewers, should YouTube have an age verification system? And as you can see, only 4% said yes, 72% said no, and 22% said it's more complicated than just yes or no. Maybe I should have put better options, but only 4% of voters saying a flat out yes to age checks is pretty telling to me. YouTube's original slogan, broadcast yourself, is nothing but a distant memory at this point, and I am beyond curious and admittedly a bit worried for what the future holds. I'm absolutely going to make more videos about this because there's just so much to talk about and I would love your input. So please leave a comment and let me know what I should talk about in my next videos. But with that being said, I'd like to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for watching Beyond the Internet. I'll see you again soon.
there's something a little dystopian about waking up to an email from a $1 trillion company that tells me, hey, guess what? We might nuke your channel if we feel like it. So I'm just panicked. I was panicked earlier. I just want to point this out. So I got this email. Let me show. This is my email account. Bada bing, bada boom. I got this email, and it said your channel has lost access to advanced features. Now, when I saw this, I immediately panicked. I freaked out. I didn't know what was going on. I said, whoops, what did I do? Did I make a video? Something of that nature? I was thinking maybe I got beef with somebody. Maybe I got Wendy's. Where's the beef? Who knows what's happening? I'm just actually panicked. I didn't know what I was in for. So I opened the email, and it says, to keep our community safe, we limit some of our more powerful features to channels who have built and maintained a positive channel history or who have provided verification. So now I immediately, one word stuck out to me: provided verification. Caught me off guard, a little bit confused. Don't know why that was the main centerfold just tacked in on the end there. As of now, your channel does not have sufficient channel history and has lost access to advanced features. This may have happened because your channel did not follow our community guidelines. I'm pretty sure it's something about community guidelines. I don't even think it's channel history. I don't think. I've been posting videos every day for a while. It's like at least 2 videos every day. I think I have enough channel history to determine that I'm at least a person. Just want to point this. Hopefully this video will verify I'm a person. Not really sure. Now, I would want to point this out. I have spoken to YouTube about this specifically, and I'm fine for now. I am completely fine for now. I didn't give my ID, but I am fine for now, right? I'm completely fine for now. So what I couldn't do, because I was uploading videos, because I make a lot of videos a day, I was uploading videos and it says how this impacts your channel. I wasn't able to do a lot of uploads. Every day I can upload 50 videos. I figured out the limit because one day I uploaded 50 videos and scheduled them for my channel. You won't be able to do things like get higher daily limits for live streams, shorts, and daily and video uploads. So for live stream part, that means I couldn't stream for, I think it was 20 hours or something in that nature. Maybe it was 12 hours. Not really sure. I don't stream that long, so that wasn't a thing. I couldn't do embedded live streams. Don't even know what that means. But pin comments, that was a big thing. I love pinning comments. That's important. And add external links to your video descriptions. So I have an Instagram, I have a Facebook, I have a Twitch. I stream. I stream a lot. I just was trying to figure out what in God's name I couldn't access, and I couldn't do a lot of this stuff. Every video I had, the external links, which are in every single video, they were disabled. All of my videos were disabled. If you go to any video, all these links that were right here, they were disabled. That caught me off guard. I was a little bit confused. So they told me how to restore access to advanced features. They said, to restore access, you can build positive channel history by following our community guidelines, or provide video or ID verification for quicker access. This may or may not be available for all channels. This is so vague. This may not be available for all channels. This is so vague. This is insanely vague. And it was just, it seems though they're just trying to get my ID. All they wanted to do was get my video or ID verification. That's what they wanted to get from me. That was the entirety of what they were trying to figure out. And this is, I want to point this out. YouTube is not my entire livelihood. It's not my entire bag. I still work at Amazon. The reason I still work at Amazon is because of stuff like this. It's not my entire thing, but it is my art. It is my voice, and I do care about it deeply. It is my baby. This is my little baby. I care about it a lot. It's really important. So if you don't know about this channel, if you don't know about me, a while back, YouTube deleted, 423 of my videos, and they weren't uploaded. I checked my unlisted, they weren't there. Nothing there. Didn't know what was going on there. But I upload every day, and I got back up to November 28th. So until November 28th, 2025, a new video is coming out, right? A new video is coming out to November 28th, 2025. That's important. That's very important. But at one point, I was up until 2027. I had videos every single day until 2027. I was stacked. I had so many videos, and this included shorts to add shorts and videos up until 2027. I was really ready for the long haul. I've been waiting for a while to get some traction on YouTube, and I was ready. I was ready player one for all the attention and publicity. But YouTube just kept trying to toss it in, but just destroying me. I didn't know what was going on. It was weird. And I think it's very stupid They want my mother's maiden name. I didn't think that the revolution was going to be live streamed, but I also didn't think, all right, I also didn't think that it was going to be automated by AI. YouTube's entire thing is broadcast yourself. Now I have to verify my entire existence while I am broadcasting myself. Doesn't matter how many hours I spend uploading, engaging, editing. I have to submit my verification or else I lose everything as if there's some digital border check mark. It's not even about safety. It's not. This is about pure control. This is about deep control. YouTube used to be this big Wild West where you could post wherever you wanted, no matter what you want, llamas with hats, all this other stuff. Everything was super fine. And now we're watching the creative internet actually lose itself, actually become nothing in real time. And nobody is screaming loud enough. I feel like everyone needs to make a video about this. I mean, every person that never made a video about it, everyone, anybody with a phone camera, anybody with a phone microphone, everybody. You want to be yourself? Cool. Show us your papers. This has become as if ice. YouTube has become ice. You want to speak freely? Oh, cool. Bend your knee and disappear and give me your social security number while you're at it. This is insane. This is how free speech dies. Not in gunfire, but in forms, policies, mandatory ID uploads. They're not banning you. They're quieting you, pushing you down in the algorithm. And it doesn't matter. And if you speak up about it, you're not compliant, you're a security risk, you're not verified. Suddenly, you're not even real anymore. What's crazy about this whole thing is that I had to actively already submit an ID for verification, but I didn't have to do that because I spoke to somebody and they verified me. They always say, oh, it's just policy, don't worry. Just to keep you safe. We just need to know who's behind the camera. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. They don't want accountability. They want predictability. They want to track who said that, when, where, how, what's going on there. That's what they want. They want the freedom to erase you if you ever get too loud or too real or too hard to sell ad space around. And I have no sponsors. I have AdSense, but I have no sponsors. That's all I have. I'm not going to hand over my entire life to these people who do this. I make governments. Sorry. Let me phrase it better. I make videos. I don't work for the government. I'm not applying for a passport or renting a car. I'm telling stories, posting analysis, making people feel something. And if a platform needs my driver's license to let me do that, then this platform is broken. No one asked for this. No one voted it in. YouTube is supposed to be a space where anyone can have a voice and build something, but they're turning it into a walled garden. Some of my favorite content creators started making content at 14, 13, 15. They started making content early because they wanted to broadcast themselves because it was the only way they knew how to express themselves. That's what they had. And I already know what they'll say. If you got nothing to hide, then why not share your ID? Because privacy is not a crime. Because existing online, it shouldn't be required to submitting to surveillance, because my value as a creator isn't tied to how the government documents I submit matter. It doesn't matter because it sets this precedent that identity is permission. That's stupid. Today it's ID verification. Tomorrow it's facial scans, biometric data, and content scoring based on your real-time behavior. We're becoming what everybody was saying, oh, there's a social credit system. We're eventually going to become that. It's a slippery slope. I love Black Mirror so much because there was an episode about this where people did good point scores about how nice they were. It was a whole thing. It's not even a slippery slope. We're mid-slide. We're already mid-slide. YouTube is trying to make me prove I belong here. And the tragic part is, I already have. Every video, every thumbnail, every comment I've replied to, every subscriber that I've connected with and replied to, my existence on the platform should be proof. But they want authenticity. But they don't want authenticity. They just want obedience. That's it. And if you step out of line, refuse to verify, refuse to comply, they won't need to ban you. They'll just limit you. Just limit your features. It'll be quiet. That's all it will. So no, I won't show my entire ID, despite the fact that I already did, essentially. I don't want to. I don't want to give it to YouTube specifically so they can have it. I don't want to give them that. I'm not hiding anything. This isn't what the internet was supposed to be. I still believe in an online world where identity isn't currency, where speech doesn't come with paperwork, where creativity is important. And if that makes me non-compliant or whatever, and whatever, so be it. They can threaten me, they can flag me, they can ghost my videos into algorithmic purgatory. But they can't erase the truth. This isn't about safety, it's about power, and I am not gonna play along. I am very agitated. And I do want to point out that I do get AdSense, and I'm very happy about that. And all the YouTube money I ever make, any money that it gets donated to me from my Patreon, from the tips on Twitch, from my PayPal that you can donate to, any of that, all that money goes right back out to homeless people. I give every dime from YouTube, and I'm gonna show you how much I make too. I give every dime I've ever made on YouTube to homeless people. I just give it to them. That's what I do. I just give them the money. And last July, I made $4,621. And before that, in June, I made, was it 2,258? I've been getting more people actually watching my videos and my content on my channel. I really do appreciate the rise in viewership. Literally double the people that have followed me and stuff like that. Literally double the money. And all this money, every time I get that once a month YouTube check, it comes closer to the end of the month. Every single time I go down in Detroit, Michigan, I live in Detroit. I go down to a place called Slobby Crab, and I give money to the people and buy them food and buy them clothing. And sometimes I'll get them hotels for a week or motels for a week. I just help random people, and they know me down there now. I'm the guy that comes once a month to help. That's what I am. I just help them. That's the least I can do. I don't do it on camera. I don't make content out of it because those people are not content. They are just people. I'm not gonna make content out of people, especially showing them. I don't want to endanger them. I don't want them to be associated with me because I have a bigger online following. I don't want people to harass them. So I just want to treat them as if they are human. That is what I do. That is not me being a good person. That is me being kind because I know what it's like to be homeless, and I care about those people a lot. I really do. I genuinely do. And I do talk about them, but not by name, never by name. I do talk about them and the fun things they do. They have saved me. They have saved my life. That's what I do. I work in Amazon. I have a job at Amazon. That money is what I use for my rent. That money is what I use for my car payments. That's what I use for everything. I still have to pay insurance. You guys helped me get a car, by the way. I want to point that out. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand why YouTube was trying to take me down. I don't get it. I really don't want them to. It feels gross. I hate it.
On August 13th, when YouTube determines that you're not over 18, you're going to have certain restrictions on your account that prevent you from using YouTube normal. Now, before a lot of you guys give your government IDs over to YouTube to prove that you're over 18, I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, what will YouTube actually look like if my account gets marked as under 18? Well, I found a way to test it out. This is an option that should be available to everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the top right over here and click on our account. And we're going to scroll all the way down to restricted mode. Right now, my restricted mode is off. And when my restricted mode is on, this is what YouTube is going to look like if YouTube's AI automated systems determine that you are under 18. So this is what my YouTube homepage looks like right now. Keep in mind that I do not use this account to watch videos. These are just random videos that are getting recommended to me based on some of the people that I've subscribed to on this account. Let's take a quick scroll through here. This is what my homepage is looking like. Let's go ahead and turn our restricted mode on and see if any of those things change. All right, so my homepage refreshed, and let's see if I'm starting to see different videos. So the shorts page looks the same, but the PewDiePie video did disappear. I guess PewDiePie is someone that would be regarded as someone who's a little bit inappropriate for kids. So interestingly enough, when we go over to PewDiePie's channel, some of his videos have disappeared. This is what PewDiePie's channel is looking like right now normally, but there is another video in between this one and this one that is being hidden. This is what his YouTube channel looks like on a different homepage. As you can see, I'm done with Google right over here, the video that was taken off of our homepage earlier. Interestingly enough, this video is not age restricted in any sort of way. I'm sure it's marked as not made for kids, but for some reason YouTube is taking it off of the homepage of a restricted mode user. The only thing I can think of is maybe because it's a sponsored video with an ad. I do find it really interesting though that the video is not just restricted in the sense of, oh, you click on it and it says, yeah, you're not allowed to watch this video. It's straight up removed from the channel. So you'll think that the video doesn't even exist if your mode is restricted. So that is an extremely interesting way that YouTube's under 18 model will operate, where you won't even be able to see certain videos. Forget watching them, you won't be able to see them. So when you go over to my account, you can actually see that the vast majority of the videos that I've made recently are hidden. This is some horse shit. YouTube is basically saying, yeah, you can't go and watch these videos because they're inappropriate in some sort of way. Well, gee, now we know why I've actually been getting a little bit less views in every single video. Only 2 of like the last 7 or 8 videos that I've actually made are available to people who are marked as under under 18. Generally speaking, this means that people who are under 18 and marked as that way by YouTube's automated AI systems, YouTubers like myself are going to be getting less views overall, because forget being able to watch our videos, people won't even be able to fucking see our videos. I mean, this is actually crazy. I'm surprised that nobody else has pointed this out or talked about this. I mean, maybe someone has and I just haven't seen the video. So I went over to my gaming channel as well, and they hid the fucking last few videos I've made over the last 3 months. I don't even know why some of them are hidden. I think it's because I'm swearing in those videos, but I've sworn in these other videos too. I'm pretty damn sure I have. This is what my gaming channel actually looks like right now. So they hid so many videos over the last 3 months. Every video from here upwards has been completely hidden if your account is on restricted mode on YouTube. Now again, these videos are really no more different than the ones over here. I'm pretty sure I swore in this video. I'm pretty sure I swore in some of these other videos. This is just blatant bullshit, man. So not only will you get a bunch of features restricted if YouTube marks you as under 18, seems like more than half the website will be invisible to you. You will not be able to see it. I thought it was going to be something like you click on an age restricted video and then they ask you for ID to make sure that you are old enough to watch the video. But it's not even just age restricted videos. They're just random videos that I guess are just marked as not made for kids. I don't know, but I bet a lot of these videos that are on the homepage right now are not marked as made for kids. Here's a Tom Scott video that's been going viral over the last few days because of how relevant it is. And this video is not marked as made for kids either. Well, why can I watch this video, but I can't watch some of my videos on my channel, my gaming channel, PewDiePie's channel? What is the criteria here? So it's pretty scary that not only will you not be able to access certain videos, you won't even be able to see certain videos. So when you think about your favorite creators, especially if you're watching anything that's not CoComelon, if YouTube marks you as under 18, you're probably not even going to know when your favorite creators upload. But meanwhile, while I'm still in restricted mode, you have these extremely suggestive thumbnails that are definitely suggesting that something's going on here, but I can see these just fine. But hey, you know, fucking deep humor ID videos, that's where YouTube crosses the line. They're like, you know what? This shit is too inappropriate. I mean, this is demonic. You guys can't see this type of video. Like I said in my last few videos, I know I'm shooting myself in the foot by constantly going in on YouTube, but hey, if they're going to give me false community guidelines warnings, and I guess they're going to try to bully me off the platform, fuck it, dude. Before I go and before I get banned, I'm going to try to give you guys as much information as I possibly can. If you guys do appreciate it, I would love if you guys could leave a like or a comment on this video. YouTube is actively suppressing my videos, as I've mentioned over the past few days as well. For those of you guys that missed it, they said that I violated their child endangerment policies, and I tried to appeal it and they immediately rejected it. This video has been up for 9 fucking months, but now all of a sudden when I'm making videos criticizing YouTube, now that video from 9 months ago that they had previously approved, now it's bad and it's wrong. And the video was taken down and I got a community guidelines warning. And even with creators that aren't me, like PewDiePie, one of the biggest YouTubers in the world, which one of his videos ends up getting hidden? Oh yeah, the one where he says he's done with Google, which is YouTube's parent company. Interesting. What a crazy coincidence. I definitely don't see a pattern going on here. And another thing that I want to point out every single video, I've never had comments of people telling me that they were unsubscribed until I started making videos criticizing YouTube's new AI ID system. Really, really interesting. Getting hundreds, if not possibly thousands of comments of people saying that they're unsubscribed. A lot of people saying that they aren't getting notified of the videos. A lot of people that are saying that they subscribed and then literally only a few hours later, they were immediately unsubscribed. They don't get notified for videos anymore. These videos are getting actively suppressed, as I just showed you guys earlier. Even the videos that I have made, right when you put a channel on restricted mode, only like 2 out of the 9 videos are going to show up. So when this type of stuff happens with YouTube's AI ID systems where they fuck up all the time, they mark me as someone who violated their child endangerment policy. This is the type of stuff that is in the future of YouTube. This is the type of YouTube that we're going to have, where we're going to just have to be at the mercy and the whim of an AI system that is obviously failing. Look at how many people are saying that they're unsubscribed. This is not a joke. This is active corruption before your very fucking eyes. So many people are saying that they've been unsubscribed. And remember, this is just we're only in the past 11 hours so far. We haven't even gotten to the past week or so. I have gotten hundreds, and like I said, maybe even thousands of comments of people saying that they've been unsubscribed. If you guys want to get notifications for these videos, be sure to make sure that you're subscribed and notifications on, because that's the only way you're going to see them. My videos are being rapidly hidden and suppressed. I'm telling you guys, before I inevitably get booted off the platform, I just want to show you guys exactly what is going on with the platform, the corruption behind it, and hopefully you guys can kind of carry forward the legacy if I do get booted off the platform. Just keep in mind, I just took it off of restricted mode for a second. Look at how many of my videos they were hiding. They showed only 2 of the 9 ID videos that I've made so far. I know a lot of people are like, dude, you're making so many videos about this. Why do you keep rapid firing about this? I mean, look, at the end of the day, if I'm going to get removed off the platform, I might as well give you guys as much new information as I can. I just found out about that whole restricted mode thing and how that pretty much perfectly resembles what YouTube will look like for you if you're marked as under 18 by YouTube's AI systems. So that's a good way that you guys can go test out what it will look like if you guys do decide to not give YouTube your ID and they demark you as under 18. Now you guys know kind of like a basis of what to go on of what YouTube will look like for you. And it'll look like this, where fucking so many videos from your favorite creators will be hidden. The videos are not age restricted in any sort of way. They're not really too different from each other. For example, I don't really swear anymore in this video than I do in this video, but somehow this one is visible and this one isn't. It's just blatant corruption. It's crazy. I really hope you guys make a big fuss about this because goddamn, man, what is happening to this platform? And like I said before in other videos, if I do end up getting deleted off the platform, the best place to follow me is going to be my Twitter. That is where I'm going to be giving you guys regular updates about the situation. And I do have a gaming channel as well, Deep Humor Gaming. I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you guys to everybody who has went over and subscribed. Even if you guys aren't interested in gaming, I really do appreciate it. And if I do get yeeted off the platform and if somehow this account manages to survive, this is where I'll be uploading my videos until I can maybe get my main account back. But yeah, guys, my ban seems pretty inevitable, but I just want to give you guys as much information as I can before I go. So please be sure to subscribe with notifications on. Make sure you get notified of these videos, and be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it and a comment as well. See you guys later.
Hi, hello, and welcome back to the channel. And when I thought this couldn't get any weirder, somehow it has, because I seen a post in r/YouTube that says, "The internet is genuinely dead. VPN/proxy detected. To continue, turn off your VPN/proxy. This will allow YouTube to locate the best content." And it says, "I just got this for the first time. I live in the UK, so I don't want to submit ID. It's sad that the internet has breached this level of privacy. And considering that they lived in the UK and with the Online Safety Act being rolled out, I wasn't super surprised that they were seeing this. And I know that YouTube trying to block VPNs isn't necessarily a new thing, but I've heard that it's being ramped up. And whether it's because of the Online Safety Act or the policies that they're trying to roll out on the 13th, still weird. But what stood out to me most, though, was the fact that despite this post getting 16,000 upvotes and 743 comments, sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators of r/YouTube. And whether it is a human bot removing it or if it's a bot removing it, it's weird. I thought it was a bit weird, but just stick with me, because on top of that, you have these congressmen and women from different countries. For example, Peter Kyle saying, "If you want to overturn the Online Safety Act, you are on the side of predators. It is as simple as that." And Representative Mary Miller saying, "Children should never have access to adult content online. This is something everyone should agree on, yet many sites refuse to enforce strong age verification. It's time to pass the Screen Act and protect our most innocent." And I think the fact that you have these politicians pushing this narrative that says, hey, if you don't support this legislation, you're a creep, you're a weirdo, and trying to push this to silence you into not talking about it or scaring you, because most people, hopefully, would say, I don't want to be a creep, I don't want to do that. The fact that they're pushing that to where you don't want to talk about it, and the fact that these posts are getting removed on YouTube doesn't set right with me. It doesn't set right with me. And at the same time, whenever we're having this rhetoric being pushed about, like, don't speak against this bill, we have so many other countries that are either adopting or considering measures similar to the UK's Online Safety Act, aiming to hold online platforms accountable for harmful content and to protect users, especially children, including Australia, the European Union, Singapore, South Korea, Canada, France, Germany, Fiji, and all of these other countries. Just, if you think about it with me, you know, a lot of us, as we are looking at this legislation and kind of seeing, you know, the discrepancies, like the things that are wrong. For example, like the vagueness of these bills, because that is a huge one that I've talked about. I don't think it's a coincidence that at the rise of all of us talking about this, that they're pushing this narrative to scare us into not talking about it, and even removing the posts of conversations entirely. And I think anyone looking at this situation, just looking at the bigger picture, would see what's wrong with this. And even despite that, something that I found so interesting was the fact that, like, I knew as soon as we read these bills, for example, in the Screen Act, if we go under paragraph 4 that says the definition of harmful to minors with respect to a picture, image, graphic image file, film, videotape, or other visual depiction means that the picture, image, graphic image file, film, videotape, or other depictions taken as a whole and with respect to minors appeals to the prudent interests of nudity, sex, or expression, again, depicts, describes, represents in a patently offensive way with respect to what is suitable for minors, an actual or simulated sexual act or sexual contact, actual or stimulated normal or perverted sexual acts, or lewd exhibition of the genitals, and taken as a whole, lacks serious, literary, artistic, political, or scientific value to minors, is obscene, or is child pornography. And we knew especially whenever I read it, that based on the vagueness and the wording alone, that there was going to be problems. And there were a couple that stood out to me specifically because there was an article that I found titled 10 Examples of Absurd Fallout from the UK's Online Safety Act. And obviously there are the obvious ones. For example, scan your face to stream music, which we talked about in the last video. However, historic art is off limits. A post on X that featured an image of Saturn devouring his son, a famed 19th century painting by Francisco de Goya, was restricted for UK users until their ages could be verified, according to BBC. And now, explain this to me. If we go back to paragraph 4, taken as a whole, lacks serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value. It's historic art. Explain to me where this lacks value. And obviously, I figured, unfortunately, that there was going to be things like that. And we even talked about how it could potentially censor the news, and there were some people that had told me, Branny, I think that's a stretch, because, and I get it, if you haven't looked into this type of stuff, you would never be able to fathom, they can't censor the news. They can't do that. However, war news and debates about sexual predators are being blocked. Social media companies are blocking wide-ranging content, including posts about the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, in an attempt to comply with the UK's new Online Safety Act, and even including censoring debates on the grooming gangs that we talked about last video. And even over in the UK, there was another article that I found that says, concern over mass migration is terrorist ideology, says Prevent. At this time, where we have so many issues regarding, there's been a lot of protest, there have been wars, there has been a lot talking about, immigration policies and all of that stuff. If we put the big picture together, the post being removed, these congressmen and women saying all of the same things while all of this stuff is going on, and then all of the discrepancies that is happening, because they said, obviously, if it has value and it's educational, it won't be restricted. Bullshit. Here it is right here. And even going back to the music stuff, who's to say that lacks artistic value? And my point in bringing all of this up is that it is blatantly obvious that it is coordinated and they don't want us talking about this. Because even going back, to the r/YouTube post being deleted, I've had several creator friends that have told me that they've tried to create content to try to get awareness and get the word out about this, and their videos are doing absolutely abysmal compared to the rest of their content. It's just getting buried under the algorithm. And again, it's not a coincidence. I need to stress to you guys that it is not a coincidence, and we cannot fall for the rhetoric of refusing to talk about this just out of fear of looking like a creep. Because honestly, you're not being a creep. You are trying to fight against censorship. And even if you care about education, for example, going back to the art, historic art being off limits, there is so much that we can learn from these things. And I think a huge point, in blocking a lot of this stuff, including the historic things, despite the fact that it does not lack serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value, is the fact that I think personally that they don't want us to learn, and by trying to inhibit the speech and the talking about this legislation and these bills, they don't want us collaborating together and learning and seeing what's wrong with this. Because the second we see what is wrong with this, that is the second it all starts to tumble down. You see what I'm saying? And the fact that the internet has been, in their opinion, far too free for far too long, because as long as we have access to this information and as long as we have access to each other, you know, because here I am sitting behind my desk being able to talk to you guys about this with, thankfully, thank God, almost no wall. As long as we can do that, the word can get spread, changes can be made. However, whenever all of this stuff is happening in the world and they try to bombard us with the news cycle, whenever that stops working, they have to take more drastic measures, unfortunately, like this, by removing the post, by whispering in our ear that we're doing something wrong and trying to gaslight us into being okay with censorship, you know. And something that I really wanted to bring up in particular is the fact that I know whenever we talk about censorship, unfortunately, politics is gonna come up, you know, because we've talked about several different politicians in the last couple of videos, and I wanted to say that I am not left or right. You know, and in saying that, it is so important that we do not make this a left or right issue. Because the second we make this a left or right issue, which unfortunately has been happening, you know, you have everyone bickering amongst each other like, oh, the left wants this, the right wants this, you're wrong because, and the whole point that this legislation is not good for anybody, that point gets lost in everyone bickering. Like, they want us to fight and they want us to argue so they can quite literally try to go through with this shit as we sleep. You know, as they have done in the past. And to further add on to that, and and more reasons that we shouldn't make this a left or right issue, is the fact that if we go to the Kids Online Safety Act and we go to the co-sponsors, there's 41 of them, there are several different, it's both Republicans and Democrats. And if we go to the Screen Act here and go to the co-sponsors, obviously there's a bit less than there are in the Kids Online Safety Act, but a lot of these people are the same co-sponsors that were on the Kids Online Safety Act. And my thing is, something that was really fishy to me, you know, is the fact that, like, it's not just the far right, it's not just the far left that's endorsing this stuff. It is both of them. You know what I mean? And when has the government ever agreed on anything? When have they ever agreed on anything? And I think that in and of itself should be a red flag, because if they're all for, you know, protecting the kids and blocking all of this stuff, what don't they want you to see? You know, because it's not just the children, it's anybody who refuses to identify their age, you know, and that is that I cannot explain how dangerous that is. But before I keep yapping, my point is that we need to keep talking about this. We need to keep talking about this because something ain't adding up. You know, something is very fishy here. And as I was saying earlier, I'm not left or right, but I do try to present this information in a way that I can get it across to everyone, because in one way or another, it is affecting all of us. Unfortunately, because even though, for example, in the US, this legislation hasn't been passed yet, it is affecting the platforms that we use, such as Spotify and such as YouTube trying to roll out those policies on the 13th. You know, and I think that if YouTube successfully does this, that more, whether it be like apps, websites, whatever, in the US, companies, like, I think they are soon to follow. But what do you guys think? Because I know that this was a lot, but if you enjoyed the conversation that we had here together today, please be sure to like and